Some key points in relation to safeguarding vulnerable persons at risk of abuse. Every service and support group should have a no tolerance policy to abuse. That is the main point of the safeguarding policy. Nobody should suffer abuse, and vulnerable persons should be protected from abuse. That is the main point to remember. Another important point is that you must not assume that someone cannot make a decision for themselves. Everyone is entitled to make their own decisions, even if someone else doesn't agree with that decision. You must respect the person's choice as much as possible. If you think that someone might be making an unsafe or very unwise decision, discuss it with a member of Cork Deaf Association staff immediately. Either a social worker, the advocacy officer, or myself, the manager. So it's important to remember that someone who may be an older person might make a decision that you don't personally agree with, but it doesn't mean that it's a wrong decision for them. So it needs to be considered carefully. Are you respecting the choices that person wants to make? And if you're in doubt, speak to a member of Cork Deaf Association staff. If you are worried for their safety, or think that they may be making a very unwise decision. All persons should be supported to act according to their own wishes. The issue of consent is a tricky one. That means somebody agreeing to something. Someone can only be understood to have agreed to something if they are given full information, if they understand what they are being asked, and they are totally free to agree or disagree. Only then can you say that consent has been given. For example, somebody can't be forced to sign a form that says they agreed to something when they don't really understand what they're signing, or they feel that they can't not sign because somebody might be cross with them. It is an offence to withhold information on certain offences against vulnerable persons from An Garda Síochána. That's something important to bear in mind. The following are key responsibilities for any staff member or volunteer who has a concern in relation to the abuse or neglect of a vulnerable adult. These must be done on the same day that you have a concern or that the incident happens. The first thing you need to do is to protect the person. Take any immediate steps you need to take to make sure that anyone at immediate risk of harm is safe. For example, they may need medical assistance or the assistance of An Garda Síochána. Again, if you're worried about somebody's safety, contact a member of CDA staff as soon as possible. Listen, reassure and support. If a vulnerable adult has told you that they have been abused, or they are upset about an incident which may be abusive, listen to what he or she says to you and ensure that they receive the support they need. Some things not to do if you see an incident of abuse or somebody tells you about an abuse. Do not appear shocked, or don't show negative emotions like anger. Just listen. Don't keep asking for more details. Don't keep pressing them to tell you more and more and more. Just get the basic facts. Don't make judgments. For example, don't say, oh, you shouldn't have been there, or you shouldn't have done that, or that person shouldn't have done that. Again, just listen. Don't promise to keep secrets. Remember, if the issue that arises is an offence, the guards may need to be told, or somebody else may need to be told. So it's important that you don't promise to keep a secret that you cannot keep. Don't tell them anything that you can't do. For example, don't tell them that you will make sure the person who abused them can go to jail. Again, just listen. The next point to remember is where there is a concern that a serious offence may have taken place, or a crime has been committed or may be committed, the guards have to be contacted immediately. Record and preserve evidence. That means that you have to write down everything that happens straight away, and don't interfere with any physical evidence, if there are any there. As soon as possible on the same day, write down in detail what you have seen, what you have been told, or what concerns you have. Also write down who told you about the abuse. Try to make sure that anyone else who saw or heard anything also writes everything down. When you write everything down, that is a report. The report should say some key pieces of information. For example, when you were told about the abuse, or when you saw the abuse. You should also write down who was involved, and if there were any other witnesses present, including service users or other staff. Your report should include exactly what happens or what you were told, using the person's own words. You must stick to the facts. Don't write down your own thoughts about what happened. For example, don't say, that was a terrible thing that happened to this person. Just stick to the facts. Your report should also include any other relevant information. Example, previous incidents that have caused you concern that might be somehow connected to this incident. In your report, remember to include as much detail as possible. Make sure that your writing is easy to read if you're writing just with your hands. Make sure you have printed your name on the report and that it is signed and dated. Keep the report confidential and make sure that it is kept in a safe and secure place. The next thing to remember, if you witness abuse or if somebody told you about abuse, report it to a designated officer as soon as possible. In the Cork Deaf Association, the designated officers are the social workers. So again, it's very important if you witness anything serious to tell either the social workers or myself, the manager, as soon as possible. Try to do this as close to the incident as possible, or as close to the time when the person told you about the abuse as possible. It must be done on the same day, if at all possible. The manager has to ensure the care, safety, and protection of the victim and any other potential victims where appropriate. The manager must check with the person reporting the concern and see what steps they have taken. And the manager must then follow up and take any other steps that need to be taken. If you're unsure about any of the information that I have just given you, please do contact us in the Cork Deaf Association and we will clarify it for you.